Alright, good afternoon folks. You may have noticed that I'm literally in the same position area as I did my food shopping video. You'll be correct, I haven't even put the shopping bags away yet. Let's push them away so they don't appear on the screen. Anyway, I'm gathering you guys here today because if you remember, potentially like 2018, 2017, 2018, I think, maybe around that area, I was really into bullet journaling. Like, I uploaded videos about it, I was really into it. Anyway, I have to admit, the entirety of 2019, I didn't do it. And I can even show you guys that right here, right now. So I even, I just whacked myself in the face. I even like set up my bullet journal, and from November 2018 to 2019, set it all up, got it all in. Like you can see, empty, completely empty. To be fair, I still use these today. This is actually more up to date than it could have been because I actually go back and use this spread. But it's actually behind now because I'm on season 4 of Friends, not season 3. But see, empty, empty. I've also just added in this new page quite recently. It'll make more sense when you go in later into the vlog. Yep, completely empty. I just did November, a bit of December, did one day of June, and I did a books to read section, which is quite funny because I've actually done a neuro one. 2018, December 2018 to December 2019. I haven't even done January's. This has never been used, this spread, which I thought would be so useful. A workout tracker. I seem to manage to have kept this up to date somehow. Did I? I'm so confused. How is this more up to date than everything else? I don't know, but so I stopped using it in November. December was a bit sketchy, and then I sort of just did it every now and again. After June, I changed workout thingies, so I end up really only doing sweat. So I just gave up on the spread by those things. Another empty page, which is atrocious. And I did a cleaning schedule thing, which is all blank. Another blank page. Oh, I was going to do an elimination diet. I never went through and did that actually. Another blank page. Then we've got November, which is very blank. I literally did nothing. I quite like how this layout was though. And then we got habit tracker. I think I did it, well, it's like I did it until the 15th of November and then gave up. As you can see, a sleep tracker. Like a weekly set. Let me just push you over. The weeklies. We have got another weekly. We've got another weekly. I seem to have changed the way I did my weeklies. We've got then, so it went from November 2018. Yep. Well, I finished it on the 18th of November. And then straight to January. Which again, blank, completely empty, didn't do anything in that. Blank, didn't do anything there. I did set up a weekly, didn't add anything to it. And then we go to June, so I set up June, and I put some stuff in there, put a little bit in there. Failed to complete a habit tracker, got another blank page here. There's so many blank pages. And then I did a weekly spread. I was so like into this weekly spread because it's the first time I tried to be artistic. but again, nothing happened. And then I managed to leave 2 pages blank. And then we go to the next page, which is here, where I started to put my list down, some random gluten-free list and a, what does that say? To avoid list. I never even looked at these spreads. And then we have got 2020. So yeah, this is where it gets kind of cool. So I decided at the beginning of January, I was going to set some goals and I was going to keep to them. And I thought the only way I'd keep to them is if I set up my bullet journal and actually use it. So I'm actually back into using it now, guys, and whew, it's been a trial. I have forgotten to use it quite a few times, but I have kept up with it this time. So we've got my future log, I guess is what it's called. So it's got January to August on the first page, and then we've got September to December down here. We've got a spread here. I'm like blocking out my entire head for this entire thing. But for 2020, I made a pact with myself that I was going to read 52 books this year. And I've just actually completed book 11, which was Find Me, which is the sequel to Call Me By Your Name, which I need to put there. I actually finished it last night, so very, very new. So I'm keeping up with this. I'm ahead of the schedule. I'm like 4 books ahead or something, so I'm liking this. It's something that I realised I was like not slacking, but really missed doing, was reading, and me putting it on paper makes me want to do it. And I've been bringing out my Kindle out of hiding and using it pretty much every single day. I try and read at least 30 minutes a day now, and it has been working. Then we've got things I want to read, things I want to watch, and films, TV shows I want to watch, podcasts I want to listen to. I've got a cleaning schedule. Have to admit, not used this once. I just sort of do it whenever my flat looks like it needs to be done. And then we got January 2020, and I got some paw prints there. Don't really know why, but there we go. I've got my first monthly schedule. Still looks pretty brown. To be fair, that's quite normal. My month is never really fully booked. So there's it. What did happen in here? We've got, oh yes, nothing much. We've got a habit tracker. This is the first time I've done a habit tracker like this. I did it the same in February, which is this month, and still not too sure about it. As you can see, I'm really bad at remembering to play the piano. Also, yeah, I tried to stick to a expenses budget tracker thing. Didn't stick to that, so there we go. We've got a weekly. We've got a music tally, which is the part of the book earlier on in this book. I can't remember what it was now. I said that you'll understand later. This is how many times I've listened to the artists. Just out of interest, I don't really know why. I just felt like I wanted to put it on here to see how often I listen to artists. I'm trying to listen to less of One Direction and their members, as solo artists. So I'm using this as a tally to keep up and see how much I listen to other artists. And yeah, so that's the first page. The page you saw earlier was the third page. So then we've got this. Essentially, I want to get 2 little kittens, but before I get 2 little kittens, I want to save up £5,000. I think that's how much this adds up to. And so every Monday, I move my money over to my savings account, my ISA, should I say? And yeah, I think I've saved, I don't know how much that adds up to, but it's like £350 50 something or 60 something. Can't quite remember, haven't got a good memory of that. Essentially because I know cats are expensive and the stuff is expensive to buy and all that fun stuff. Then we've got this. This was a 2020 challenge that the blogger Lattes did in January, where she did 20 days and 20 reps of workouts, well 40 technically, 2 workouts every day. Yeah, smashed it. Didn't feel like I needed to add my sweat challenge in there because that was more of a 6-week thing. Didn't really feel like it was anything different. So we've got a weekly here where I tried to see if I could put in like a weekly overview page and then the dailies. Not really too sure about it. The same here as well. Still not too sure about it. This time here I tried to move it around. I struggled to fill out this week. This was the 4th week into it, but then I was unwell, so that makes sense. Oh, I tried to do here another page of foods that I can and can't eat, and then if you look over here, as part of one of my things for this month, as part of one of my things of this year, I am practicing Spanish every single day. I want to get a 365-day streak on Duolingo. So I put on here some bits that I was struggling to remember. So some little Spanish things here. I probably need to add some more somewhere else in this book, maybe in those earlier blank pages. And then we've got another of those music tallies. So this is the 2nd page, which, there we go. Then we've got another weekly, like a daily weekly spread thingy, which I still not 100% about. Then we've got February, tried a different set out here, and one of these again. Still not a big fan of these. As you can tell, piano sucked, so for March I'm not going to add it because obviously I'm not keeping up with it. I brought back the sleeping tracker. It's actually very interesting now looking at my sleeping tracker to see how it doesn't really change now. Like, I remember back when I was doing this before, my sleeping was all over the shop. I'd be napping, I would be going to bed at like 3, 4 in the morning, waking up at 7. Nowadays I tend to range around the same amount of time, and I think that's quite cool to see, like, how different my sleep is nowadays. I've also got one of these self-care Sundays, so each month I want to do like a self-care Sunday. I was meant to do it today actually, but I forgot, so I'll start it in March instead. Then we've got a weekly setup. I actually think this is my favourite weekly setup for a while, so you'll see that it's similar all the way through now. So this is the 1st week of Feb. Again, there's a lot of empty spaces because I don't really know what to put in there. If you guys have any ideas of what I can put on each page, you'll let me know. I feel like I need to put like a doodle or something in there. Then we've got another weekly. I like this setup more because it's got like loads of space, so it feels like I don't have to cramp everything in there. And then another weekly, I tried a little bit different here. As you can tell, the colours I'm using are very old pens and it was running out of colour, so that's why it looks a bit dodgy. Then we have got, this is the week we are currently on, so no it's not. This is the week that's coming up, should I say. So today is the 23rd of Feb, so this is the 24th, this is next week. This is the weekly spread for next week. It looks pretty empty so far. It probably will stay empty, but there we go. And then I have started, that's like a royal we I guess, I've started setting up March. I've done things a little bit differently and I've only done 2 pages so far, but I thought I would show you guys what it is like so far. So this is the monthly vlog, monthly page, whatever you want to call it. March 2020. I quite like the colours. I'm using like a I don't know what colour this is. I want to say aqua, but I don't really know what colour it is. It's like green blue, you know what I mean? It looks kind of cool. And I'm using like a maroon, like red colour. It's just called number 13. I don't really know. It's just a colour. Anyway, I think I quite like how that one's turned out. I have to say it was a mistake because I think I made the boxes too big. So I was meant to have the first on this row, but I ran out of space, as you can tell down there. So I put the one up there and I've just left that hanging. I don't know what to do with it. I might make a line go underneath here instead. Of course, a notes section, because I always like to put notes in, and usually if it's something to do with what's on here and it doesn't fit in the little boxes, I'll put like a note thing across there. And then this is as far as I've got, guys. This is like literally nowhere else left to go. This is kind of different. I actually saw a video of this the other day where they put the habit tracker on, and then they put something else across these 2 pages. But what I've done is I put my habit tracker on, like there, on here, habit trackers. I've got my workout tracker, my Spanish tracker, my reading tracker, quote of the day, 1 line a day, book trackers, so I remember to fill it out every day. And then I put my sleeping tracker combined with the habit trackers. So unique, like that's so cool. Don't know what to do with this space yet, but I know I will probably follow on the next page being something similar to the February pages, like that. It'll probably look something, well, not like that. Next page. It'll probably look something like that, but in the March colours. Yeah, I'm really pleased with myself that I've kept up with this, and I'm actually enjoying it. It's like a nice little moment that I have with myself. It's quite nice that I'm actually remembering to fill it out. Have to say, it's quite nice that it's quite, I don't know, it's kind of therapeutic, I feel like, filling this out. This is my 3rd journal, by the way, guys. And I'm not even halfway through yet, which is kind of cool. I kind of like this because the thing that made me get back into it, not only was it because I felt like I was just getting a little bit lost. Why is my camera not focusing? There we go. I felt I was getting a little bit lost, and I felt like I needed to write things down and put things in a planner. I don't really like using my phone's calendar because I feel like I just forget everything, so I feel like I need to have it written down somewhere so I can remember. Yeah, I've been really enjoying getting back into it. Don't know if I'll ever do like a proper bullet journal video again, but just know I'm obsessing over it, and I've gotten back into it. And I did try doing the digital version for a few months, and that was, not even a few months, I think I tried it for like 1 month and I hated it. It's just not the same. It feels really weird using my iPad as a journal. So yeah, we're back to this. I'm using Leuchtturm 1917 to do my journaling in. I quite like it. I like the dotted grid system. I have tried lined, I've tried squared, and I think dotted is still one of my faves to go to, and I'll probably repurchase this again, maybe in a different colour, maybe in the same colour, don't really know. But there we go, there is a little update, because I feel like it's been like nearly 2 months since I've been back on it, and I'm still enjoying it. And I feel like I realised in 2018, at the end of 2018, that it didn't feel as organised. It didn't feel like I was keeping on top of things without this. It's quite nice to have like a tracker to track things, and without it I would just forget. And I know that if I didn't have the book tracker or if I didn't have the habit trackers, I would just fall off the bandwagon and I would just feel really bad about it. There's an update on my bullet journal. I'll probably continue setting up March at the end of next week. Obviously we've still got 1 week left of Feb to go. I don't quite know what I'm going to do to fill up that space on that page yet. We shall see. Maybe I'll use it as another Spanish section to write information down. I feel like I need to do something else that's like trackable or something on there, but I don't really know what yet, so we shall see. Maybe I'll do like a 1 line a day thing in there, but I've got a whole book for that, so that's kind of pointless. We shall see. There we go. I hope you guys have enjoyed this little informative conversation. I will see you guys soon, and I promise I won't do any more videos in this area filmed on the same day. But let me just tell you guys, we are back and I am excited to get more videos out there for you guys. And yeah, I don't know what I'll be uploading next. I have literally no guidance. I don't plan what I'm going to upload. I don't plan like specific videos. Like I don't have one category I sit into, so it could be a makeup look, it could be a cleaning video, it could be I have no idea. Until then, I'm gonna go and have some food because I'm getting quite hungry, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye. The lighting's just changed in here and it's got sunny.